Well, that's unfortunate. Hold on. Oh, come on. There we go. I think I'm good. Oh! Well, if it isn't the board worker and Amos Cardoza. Now, guys, I don't know how I'm coming through to you, but I tried to get this thing started like 10 minutes ago, and it's been rife with technical difficulties. So, if it cuts out or things start getting weird, try to let me know. Um, Audio wouldn't work, video wouldn't work, the whole application kept crashing. I don't know what's going on with it, but I think I got it now. It's good to see you there, board worker. I hope everything is going well for you and the missus. I have been, busy, I guess, as most of us have been, what with the world opening back up. Um, there's Bill Beckett. He made it in. Uh-oh, having a bad thunderstorm right now. Yeah, they swept through Ohio earlier today, or at least one did, and it was, I mean, it wasn't, nothing to write home about, but lots of lightning and thunder. So that's a little on the abnormal side. We don't usually get a lot of that. So, even though there's only a couple of you in here, there is Mr. Larry Borkstrom. And if you guys don't know, he is Mr. Lucky. If he hasn't received it yet, it's on the way. The Flex tools are coming to his house. He was the winner. I picked that last Saturday and, commented on the video. He replied back. I double checked the address and then I sent it out. So it should, if he hasn't gotten it already, it should be coming within the next few days. So he is our proud winner of a very nice set of Flex tools that maybe, if he likes them, he can build on and then see what he can do with them. But I was fairly impressed with them. I'll say fairly. I mean, can you get a drill for less that does most of the same stuff? Yeah. But if you're actually working with it any measurable degree, or you're like the high end of DIY, it's going to be an upgrade. Now, would I trade my Milwaukee for it? That's a stretch. I mean, I guess I'd have to see how it would fare over the long haul with the claims of extra power, longer battery life. The faster charging did seem to hold true. But then again, too, I wasn't working the tools too hard at the point where I was charging. I mean, the batteries were all but dead. But, you kind of want to get a hot battery, put it on there, and see if that fan in the charger is going to actually cool down the cells a little faster. It'd be interesting to do like a side-by-side comparison with like a Milwaukee battery and one of the Flex tools, and like run them both, balls to the walls, see which one dies first. Hopefully it's close. And then charge them both and see which one completes the charge first. Like, so those are the in-depth tests. Maybe somebody has done them. Maybe nobody has done them. Most people probably don't care. But the Flex tools were very nice. I was fairly impressed with the features and things. What is going on with my computer? Okay, stuff over. Oh, did the video freeze? What the Okay, I don't know what's different this week. Let's see if it comes back on. There we go. I don't know what's different this week. I have not that much going. I guess I could pause my crypto miner. Let me do that real quick. Maybe that'll pause that. Okay. It's still, the application's still running, but it's not mining. Maybe that'll fix my problems. And we'll see. But anyhow, if it's not broken, fix it is here. the weather stinks, rainy every other day. Yeah, the humidity. Okay, so I had a busy day at work. I mean, mostly, you know, admin stuff, no like hard physical labor. But I had a busy day at work, and then right around, I don't know, like noon, 1 o'clock, I got into some really heavy work on a conveyor, and I'm inside. It's air conditioned. Um, 6 of our 7 air handlers are running full speed. Um, it's a decent temperature in there. It didn't matter. The humidity was so bad. I was like sticky on my we have to wear long sleeve shirts. It's part of the PPE, and like it's kind of tighter, and it's stuck to me. Like I feel every time I move, I just feel like I'm peeling against. Oh, it's just bad. And so then the AC in my car isn't working properly. So then I had to drive home in the humidity, all sticky in the car, to get back here and get a shower and attempt to feel normal again. God, that stuff bothers me. You're right. The humidity. That's I guess one of the reasons why people love the Southwest, because you have the heat but you don't have the humidity with the heat, which it's a completely different beast. When I was in like Mexico, it was hotter here, number one, than it was in Mexico, in like the center of the country. And so it's hotter here. The temperature is higher here, but down there, it was the rainy season, but they still, because it's so dry always, the rain doesn't have the humid effect that it does here. So it was comfortable there. I mean, yeah, you still don't stand in the sun for a long time because you're like a mile closer to it by sea level, but it was like dealable, like completely like normal, like chill weather. But up here, it was apparently hot while I was gone and miserable, like it is now. Okay, so that's interesting. This is today's beverage of choice is from Listerman Brewing Company. They're here in Ohio. They're down by Cincinnati, and this specific one is called uh, Haterade. So it's like a Gatorade kind of fruit punch beer, and it's not hateful. You definitely get the fruit punchiness in it. It kind of tastes almost more like a mixed drink than beer. Almost like real. I think I kind of know what they did. It's like borderline sour, if you know what a sour beer is. It's like right on the edge of that, and I think that's where you get like a little of the fruitiness and the punch. Yeah, that seems like what they did, but it's tasty. It's still kind of light though. So I had one last week after the stream. I think it was like the next day or something. I had this one. It was like a 12%, and oh my God, was it so thick? You could have ate it with a spoon. It was so bad. I mean, the taste was good, just how thick it was. Not necessarily one of my daily drinkers. So, um, yeah, we will get into the Reddit momentarily. Um, Interesting announcement. Since I'm not doing a lot of work here at home, right? Because of no garage. I do have another project in the works, and I don't know if that'll get completed this weekend. I have to go shopping for it, but it'd be nice if I can get it done this weekend. We'll see what I accomplish. But big update for me personally, at least, is I received a promotion at work. Um, I guess I kind of figured, like, I've been wanting to move up. I know we've talked about it for a while. I didn't go as far as I think I maybe could have. I kind of like sidestepped a little. So I am going to be like a planner scheduler, procurement kind of person regionally. I will order things, organize contractors, inventory reports, that kind of stuff. Here's the kicker: all of my locations are in Indiana. So I work from home. And I only go to the site if I have to, if a project deems it, or I need to go there to kind of get eyes on things and, get a better idea about what's going on. So I won't have to travel like daily. I'll be working at home, I don't know, 75 to 90% of the time or something like that, however it works out. But I will be working at home. Oh, did somebody poke through the door back there? My son or my daughter? Yeah, so it's not a huge pay raise. It's almost more of a lateral move. So, I mean, there's the obvious benefit of working at home. That's, I think we all know what hopefully that should be like: less gas, less wear and tear on the vehicles, yada, yada, yada. Especially with gas being up over $3 a gallon. I just filled up my car the other day and about had a heart attack. Don't you voted for him? You voted for him. Now pay the money. Oh, it's so bad that like people say like, oh no, that's not going to happen. But then as soon as somebody wins an election, and like a few months pass, it's like prices just fluctuate. Like it's almost a given, and they still act surprised sometimes. So I knew it was coming. But so gas won't be as expensive and all that, and theoretically, I will have a little more time, obviously, with the kids. If one of them is sick or something like that, I can be here with them and try to do some double duty and see how that goes. But this is kind of a stepping stone, and we'll see where my road forks next time. But I can either, again, go into management very easily from this position. It's almost a given. Or I could go the other side of planning and go one step up there, and maybe, I don't know the exact details yet, but maybe even still be like a work from home, like a regional support kind of thing. So it's going to be very interesting. And all of this starts in somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks before I actually make my transition. So I have a lot of catching up to do. I know the basics of the job and what it entails, and a lot of the inner workings of it. I just don't have all the tools at my disposal, and I haven't used them every day, So that's going to be my main thing, is kind of trying to hit the ground running, get everything up to speed, and not, drop the ball too much, and, rely on other people to kind of help me through problems. We'll see how that goes. But it is good. It's going to be really nice, I think. Finally spend time hanging the shirts. Well, Bill. That's one of the points that I was going to make. If you let me get to it. I have the worst group of best fans ever. If you want to call yourself fans, friends, whatever. Man, it's a tough crowd. So anyway, here's my theory. I can't work over here. You guys see me here at the computer. I can't work over here. Because if I work over here, I'm going to get distracted with all of my stuff. Oh, I want to look up a news article. I want to do this. So, I have to now redo the studio. The studio is going to be in one section, obviously, probably over in this area. And then somewhere there behind me, you can, I think, yeah, my laptop's over there, but it's closed. Somewhere there behind me on the opposite side of the room is where I'm going to set up my office for work, my desk, I guess you could say. And so everything's going to go over there. So I have to redo this room like pronto, because organization is key in this new role that I'm going to be in. So if I don't get things separated, segregated, and organized beforehand, I'm setting myself up to fail. So this weekend, for sure, I am going to duct tape the kids and throw them on the couch, and then I'll come in here and get all this somewhat organized. Um, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that. I will get the shirts and the hoodie. The hoodie I'm worried about now, because if you guys don't know, and if I haven't told you, if you didn't see the Instagram post, I got my Renegade's Garage hoodie and coffee mug. The coffee mug keeps your coffee 25% hotter if you like that kind of thing. It's a great coffee mug. It reminds me every morning that I need to go on and watch videos. Uh-oh. Man, don't do that. You can't be Renegade. Oh, you're killing me. Killing me, sir. But yes, so I got the merch. He has his merch store up. I think right now he even has a 10%. I saw it on Instagram, I believe. He has a 10% off sale going on. So, and he has tumblers, he has coffee mugs, he has the hoodies are very nice. And I am pleasantly surprised. Like sometimes you order some of this stuff from these merch companies and like the quality's like kind of lackluster. That thing, the fit is perfect for what I thought, the size I was ordering, and it's quality. It's actually really thick. That's what I was saying is I'm worried about trying to hang that thing on the wall because of how heavy it is. I mean, not heavy, but in comparison to like a t-shirt or something. So it'll be interesting. But that's all getting done this weekend, or somebody can break my legs next week. It's got to be done. So that's where we're at. A little bit of a pay bump I got in the negotiations. Most everything else is pretty much the same. I'll have some office hours. Basically, I'm going to try to kind of custom do it a little different. We'll see how that turns out. But, mainly morning to, early evening hours. Give or take Monday through Friday. I'm still going to try to be available to some degree on the weekends so that nobody feels that they don't have support that they need while still keeping my hours low. So my initial idea, if it works out the right way, I'll work about maybe 6-7 hours a day most days, and then try to, by the end of the week, round it out to where I hit the, my 40 or whatever. But that's my general idea. We'll see how that goes for me. Obviously, there will be special exceptions, but so I'm doing less work on the YouTube channel. Now I'm doing less work at work. Yikes. I got to get back to doing some wrenching because it's killing me. Fix It's heading out. Thank you for stopping by, sir. Much appreciated. While I ignore the chat, as always, this is what we do over here. The best part is that people think the government controls gas prices. No, well, not directly. I think they have some influence to some degree, but no, not by any real means. No. They might subsidize some pipelines, maybe. I don't even know if they do that much anymore. But, yeah, it's not as much to do with the actual political party as, taxes and what OPEC wants to do and take from us. And they've kind of learned that under certain administrations, it's almost accepted that you're going to pay an arm and a leg for gas because everyone's driving Teslas and Priuses, right? Right? I will say though, I saw, what did I see the other day? I saw I don't even know what the model is. What is it? Maybe the X? The Tesla, like SUV crossover thing, the big one. I saw that the other day on the road. And I mean, it's a little big when you look at it compared to all the other Teslas, right? But it does look pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. I don't know the stats on it. I don't care that much to look into it. But compared to some of the other basic bullshit you see driving around, it looks a lot nicer. Just gotta plug it up when you get home. Well, Bill, yeah, there will be some more time. Hopefully, without the commute, right? That's my idea. Is I'm saving almost, give or take, almost 2 full hours of commute pretty much every day that I would have been working. So at least this is another 8 hours into my week of personal time. I'm going to try to use that to get back to actually making videos. First thing up on the list, if I can lift this thing, it doesn't look that heavy, but it is. Okay, so what we have here, right, is your normal Harbor Freight stool, right? Little red wheels, the plate under it, the round one, not the square. I have the square too, but not here. So anyway, I've had this since back in the day when I was streaming in the garage. And sitting on this thing sucks because the pad is like literally non existent. I mean, the board's this thick. There's supposed to be a heavy pad that's about here, and then the light pad that's on the top. It doesn't matter. It's not comfortable. So, I have an idea. I'm going to go Harbor Freight. I'm going to buy some extra stuff, right? Mainly better casters. And I'm also going to go get some more padding and some stuff. And I'm going to see if I can fix this and actually make it like a half decent, comfortable seat. Now, I wish it would be higher, and it will be once I figure out the wheels. I don't know how big I can go. I don't want to do too much modification. I want it to be mainly like a bolt-on kind of thing as far as the casters go. But I'm going to raise it up. I'm going to make the seat more comfortable. I toyed with the idea of adding a back, but that's going to be a little harder, so we'll see how that goes. But yes, I'm going to make it into an actual comfortable stool. That way you can still get the benefit of, your bargain basement price. I think you can get these for like $20 on sale, if they still have sales. And then make a couple modifications that should be pretty easy to do and actually turn it into a decent stool, because right now the thing sucks. The casters are super small. They don't roll over toothpicks, nothing. The seat's uncomfortable. The plastic leather, pleather stuff, whatever, actually isn't holding up that bad. But if I get real squirrely, I might go get some custom stuff at Walmart, like in the fabric department. If they have anything that looks nice, I might pick some of that up and then, redo it myself. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Bill says he went to Harbor Freight to look at to get welding tips, but also looking for the new carts, and his still doesn't have any either. Neither does mine, and I don't know why. Probably because now they're trying to create artificial demand, right? You can't have a lot of supply, otherwise there's no demand. So you want people all over the internet going, who's got these things so I can go spend my money on one? So I think that's part of it. Launch it online. Or, it could be like some of the Icon stuff and some of the bigger boxes. You might have to order it online. I wouldn't think so with it being 36 inch, but stranger things have happened. Yeah, little pay increase, less commute. It should be pretty good. We'll see how it ends up. It's going to be a little bit of trial by fire. I do some of the admin stuff. I have increasingly over the last almost 2 years with, the amazing company. But now this is pretty much full-fledged, like emails all day, meetings, and spreadsheets, and data analytics on, inventory and things like that, cost, versus effectiveness. Are we ordering parts that sit on the shelves? That kind of stuff. So, It sounds kind of dry, but I think I can actually get excited about it, if that sounds right. And we'll see. I kind of like a challenge. It's something a little different than what I'm used to, so I usually take that in stride, and I should be able to perform pretty well. Anyhow, it has been way too long, almost a half an hour into this horrible live stream. I don't know why you guys come to, but we are going to get over here to our tools. Now, I was trying to find, it recommended something to me the other day for like a tool restoration channel, or not channel, but Reddit. And I went on what I thought was it, and there was like next to nothing on there. So I don't know if I kind of caught that wrong or I didn't get the name right, but I couldn't find that. So we're still back on our tools for now. I'll see if I can find it in the future, because that would be really, really interesting. I think just a whole Reddit of, tool restorations. There's gotta be some good stuff on there. I know those are some of my favorite posts that we see on here. I have to be able to lock my cart when I leave. Uh, no, Bill, you cannot drink during your meetings. I'm sure you could, but it, theoretically wouldn't last long. Uh, yeah. As soon as somebody figured out you're, getting all slurry or whatever, I'm sure something would be said. But that being said, there's a ton of these people working from home, all across the country. Lots of regional roles doing the same kind of thing I am. I'm sure somebody's drunk, but I guess it just depends on how well you play your cards. But I do not plan on that. I'll be drinking coffee. I got a new coffee pot, so I have a nice new fresh coffee pot. It's like the Steel. It should keep it, hot longer. And so I'll sip on that all morning until it seems like time to quit. Maybe lunch, I don't know. And then that's the other cool thing. I get to cook lunch at home. I don't have to pack my lunch. I don't have to go out to eat. I'm always going to be home, so I can just throw something together and be good. So yeah, there's a lot of positives to this. We'll see what the future holds, but it looks bright. So now back to business. Here is a post from somebody, and they said they found this tape measure on a job site. Does anyone know what the red markings are for? And I'll admit that I feel like I might know more if I see more of the tape measure, but I'm probably lying to myself. I don't know. 4 inches is not to anything, and it's still in fractions. So I don't know. Does anybody know what this is? See what the their half marks of the number you're on. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Yeah, it literally is. That's interesting. Wait. No, it's not. No, it's not. What? Unless a half mark is not indeed actually half of something. Well, no, yeah, I guess it is. Because that's 4 3/4 is 2 3/8. Okay, yeah, it's half marks. Okay, yeah, it's half marks. Alright, so I did not put a lot of work into that, and now I feel bad. Amos knows. All the smart guys know. I don't know. I'm horrible at those puzzle games, and I wasn't reading between the lines. I didn't actually do a bunch of comparison. I should have known though when I see 4 and 2, and then 5 and 2.5. That should have been all I needed to deduce that they're halves. But I'll chalk up the L on that one. My 85-year-old grandpa needed some tools, so I helped him out on these. Durability may not be long, but I think he will be able to see them. Are these... Oh, no, they're Makita. I thought they were going to be some Harbor Freight. Oh, that's cool. Damn, what is your grandpa working on with these? What? Grandpa's getting down. He got the big boy set. Like, that's not... He's doing something if he needs a big-ass impact set like this. I don't know what he's doing, but 85 years old, I'm happy for him. New tool day. My dad just got some of his tools from his new employer. He is taking over as primary electrician for a school. Okay, is that the bandsaw there? It looks like the bandsaw. Cordless. Some DeWalt 1/4-inch impact hammer drill. Bunch of assorted stuff. I mean, I hope at least he's getting reimbursed or something for that, because I don't know why he's buying his own tools. They should have some kind of budget for you, man. Just like automotive mechanics get screwed versus industrial guys. I don't know too many industrial places that don't pay for all your tools. Now, getting them to get you something sometimes is a pain, but all your tools are supplied. And if you don't have the tool you need to do the job, then you just tell them that. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't have the tool. And then magically it will appear. I promise. Picked up a toolbox at a yard sale that has a decent amount of USA-made Craftsman sockets in it. A few small combo wrenches and some screwdrivers, as well as all USA. Okay. What's the best way to clean up the sockets without damaging the chrome? Vinegar or the rust reformer. Yeah, so your first answer, vinegar, dollar store white vinegar. It'll peel that rust right off. Yeah, that's what everybody says. And then the ever popular Evapo Rust is a very close second. But this guy says he hasn't used it on chrome. Next guy says it won't hurt chrome. Yeah, so Evapo Rust. I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to say pound for pound that vinegar is probably going to do the same. Vinegar might take slightly more time than the Evapo Rust, but I think your effects would be about the same. I'm sure somebody could look that up, and somebody's probably got a video comparing Evapo Rust to vinegar and seeing how well or how fast one works over the other. Yeah, Larry's going Evapo Rust. Mark C, he's on the Evapo Rust team. Brad's Workbench is on the Evapo Rust team. There's a lot of you out there. I'm Team Vinegar. It's cheap. It's easy. I can grab it. I don't have to get a big bottle of it. I can get like the little 1 quart thing of vinegar. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty tasty. For what it is and what it's supposed to be, this is not a bad beer. It's a little... I almost wish it didn't say... Let me double check. Hold on. I don't know. Can you... Are you going to be able to see that? You're not, because it's not going to focus. 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 Do you see that? You can't see it. On the second line, it's a Berliner Weiss. Okay, so it is slightly a little bit of a sour beer. I guess I didn't catch that the first time. But it literally says it's brewed with electrolytes. So the same shit in Gatorade, the same stuff that's going to keep you hydrated, yada yada yada, is in this beer. Does that mean I drink this before sporting events? I think so. I think I just found my new Gatorade. We can do it. We have the technology. So somebody there bought the laser line level from Bosch. It looks, I mean, obviously size I'm not seeing, but it looks like a pretty nice case and a pretty big unit. I don't know what all features this particular model has. I know some of the basic ones, like the one I have, is pretty rudimentary, but it does an alright job. It'll get you where you need to go. But these, once you start stepping up into the bigger brands, they have a lot of nice little functions that just make things so much easier. So that's something that I think everybody needs for, I mean, it sounds stupid, but hanging pictures, leveling something, a cabinet, a floor, you're trying to get things kind of matched up. It'll really show you on a large scale where everything sits, and you can kind of make your adjustments there. So that's very nice. What the hell kind of white toolbox is that? The Cobalt? Didn't these go on sale like a while back? They were like dirt cheap. I want to say the white one was. It was like $4.50 or something for these. If I remember right, this was probably back before Christmas. And my kids are getting louder and louder and louder. You ask them to be quiet, but they don't. They just don't. And they're jumping and carrying on. What's going on with you guys? Hey, hey, I can't hear myself think. Okay? Are you gonna fix it? Oh, so, crazy kids. That's gonna be a huge benefit of the new position, is the extra time that I get with the kids. Now, I actually, when I did my Walmart toolbox video, I actually, at the end, I think I snuck this one in. It was, at that time, I think it was like $4.98, which still beat out the Walmart price. This is a 36-inch with a hutch. Now, it looks like he's run some power up to the top. I can't remember if it has knockouts. I almost can guarantee, I want to say that it doesn't have like a power strip of its own. Don't quote me, but that's what I want to say. And the hutch is not very, you get more drawers and less hutch, right? If you look at that, the hutch is only about 6 to 8 inches tall when it's closed, something like that, real small. So it's not bad. I do like the one full-size drawer across the middle of the bottom. That's nice. But I do like the other drawers are split and divided. I think that's a positive. This is a great box. It just depends on, I guess, how much he paid for it. Ooh. Okay, we were looking at the, was that the old and this is the new? I'll take the old one, man. I don't know what his, the Heart tools, like the power tools, I'll admit, they look sharp, but white's a bad color. I think everybody's pretty much said that at this point, except the pretty boys. And this guy must be a pretty boy, because he's like sticking with the white. I don't get these people that like, they want everything clean. I get organized. I don't get like crazy clean. I don't get. I don't have time for that. When I'm done with the project, you'll be lucky if I put my tools back. What kids? My kids, Bill. My children. They're in there playing video games and screaming and carrying on. So, yeah, the Cobalt, I still think that's a great box. Obviously, he moved up for size. Right? He needed more space. He went with the Matco. And that was a nice setup. Top hutch, everything. Good setup. But I still like that Cobalt. I still want to say, yeah, I think it was about 450, somewhere there around. It wasn't like Black Friday sales, but it was somewhere around that time, like Black Friday, Christmas, something like that. Uh, so maybe this year it'll happen again. Who knows? We're coming up on it. Ford branded crescent wrench, Springfield, Massachusetts. Wow. That's interesting. Remember when you could actually use something like this to work on stuff because you had space to do it? Can't do that much anymore. It would be real interesting. I wonder how much you could clean this up without like destroying it, you know? Like you see the etchings on the handle. I think it says here speed. You see that? So it's some kind of speed wrench, you know, for the 1930s or whatever. Uh, yeah, I wonder how much of that you could clean up and maybe try to make that Ford a little more prominent. Doesn't look like it had the best casting. Hmm. Okay. Cool. I like that though. Like I didn't even know that was a thing. It's like you tell them to get quiet and they get louder. It's not really coming through on the mic because maybe the windows, I don't know. I hear it like they're right here. If I had the door open, you'd really hear it. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Look at that. I mean, I know they kind of existed, but what is that's got to be like a 6 foot. What? That dude, yeah, it looks like a relatively tall dude, like at least 5 foot something, if not closing on 6 foot. And that's bigger than him. Jeez. Yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, no, I don't need to cut down a tree that big. I'm not doing it. You give me something like this, somebody's losing a limb, like, and it's gonna be an accident. But it's cause I can't handle anything that big. Nope, small. Yeah, Larry says he restored an old wrench, an old, maybe he's saying Ford wrench there. He said it took some time to get off the patina and the casting lines, but it's fun to restore old tools. And I agree. I mean, I think with like a little Dremel and the right bits, you could maybe accent and clean up that Ford a little bit. You wouldn't want to do too much, but maybe just to give it a little more definition and clean that up. And maybe once you clean it up enough, you know, like re-blacken some of the metal for accent or something. It'd be interesting. But yeah, screw a bunch of nah. This no, I'm not operating that chainsaw. I know where my limits are. I don't need nothing that big. What is this? Is it is it tapping? It's tapping. Okay, that's pretty cool. So they got like a servo motor. I'm guessing some kind of gear reduction to add torque because that servo motor isn't shit. It's small. Uh, but that's cool. Either that or, of course, I hate it when the pictures don't zoom right. That gets me. I hate it. Or maybe there's something here in the end. Maybe that's more of like a coupling, and the gear reduction happens down here. But somewhere in there, this motor don't have enough torque to do that. So it's got to have something going on in there. But that's cool. And this is, yeah, that's just the kind of, a servo motor is just a motor like any other. And as a matter of fact, you know, actually, no, that's the chuck because if you look here, here's another bit. You still can't zoom in on it, but that's a different size tap for these larger holes. Yeah, that's the bit, that's the chuck. So yeah, the reduction has to be happening in here somewhere to add torque, because this motor don't have a lot. There's no way. But that's cool. You can do a lot of things with servo motors. Uh, you can actually, we had, now what software was that? It was a custom software. No, what was our torquing? I forget what the units were. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm not going to remember it. But we had robots that would, the robot is a robot. The tool on the end of it could be anything. But in this case, they were torque guns. And it was a long, straight torque gun that would mount with splines into the tooling of the robot. And then had a spring activated anvil, or not activated, but action anvil. So it could, go up and down within a range. And so it would come down, it would spin slowly, right? Spin that servo motor slowly to locate the bolt, right? To get seated right. And then once it was seated right, it would ramp up the torque until it reached a certain threshold that we set, until then it goes down and it would detect the torque that we set it to, and it could be very specific. And so then it would torque it down to that. Now, it's still not in this case, we were torquing into, in a lot of cases, aluminum. So, as you can imagine, sometimes things would get cross-threaded, things would get stripped. It wasn't super often, but, I mean, it was pretty good. I want to say they were I want to say it was Stanley, but I feel like that's wrong. But I want to say it was Stanley. The units and the guns, I'm sure, went with them. But these were like, the gun was like 20 grand brand new or something. I can't remember if that was the brand new price or if that was the refurbished price. But it was like, yeah, a new gun. Every time we changed one out was like 20 grand. And the units themselves were like 70. Hold on, now you're going to screw with me. I'm going to call it a gun, and we'll see what we come up with. Who has ATI Tomahawk? Is it Stanley? Wrench Stanley? Who is it? Yeah, I was right. I remembered. It's been a couple of years, but that's not the unit that we had. And it's a watermarked image, so you can't see. But yes, I was correct. It's a Stanley unit. It goes on the robot. This is your interface where you set all those thresholds and your up speed, your down speed, to control things. You can even set it to where, like, for automotive, like true use, like you can torque down to a certain value, have it stop, and then, turn a specific radial amount, like a percentage of, degree of turn. You can do all that. I mean, it's amazing what some of these things could do. Obviously, with us doing aluminum, they were like a little screwy, and this has to be like an old unit, because they're saying this is like 4,900. There's no way. The whole setup was cables and all. I know it was like approaching 100 grand per gun, and we had so many. Yeah, it does look like a Minion. Yeah, ours weren't yellow like this. Ours were like the all black. So ours were probably like a 20, 2013, 2014 model. Yeah, there we go. That's a little more like it. And that still ain't right. They're saying $300. That's a torque controller. That's the black box. That one obviously ain't the same. Well, I guess it has been a few years too. Maybe some prices came down, but these are also used units, so they're not remanufactured or anything. But you get the idea. So, yes, I was right. Stanley, who makes crap hand tools, is going like way over on. Oh, Mark's here. Oh, jeez. Well, there goes the live stream. It's over now. No point in continuing. But yeah, that's the cool stuff. That's the stuff that I really miss about automation, is just stuff like that like it screws up and you get to mess with it, figure out what's wrong and fix it, or try to. Uh, I like messing with technology like that. That was one of the things that, yeah, I worked with a lot there towards the end. We had a lot of those in our assembly departments and things, that and bushing presses and all kinds of other things. So Mark is here. Mark, today I'm drinking a Listerman, Cincinnati Brewing Company. Listerman is the name of the company. It's called Haterade. It's a Berliner Weiss, and it's a fruit punch flavor. So it's like just on the tip of sour, like it wants to be sour, but it's not. It's really tasty. So that's what we're drinking for the beer cam. And then we're going over some Reddit stuff. Mark, since I care about you and what you think, I will reiterate that Larry Borkstrom won the Flex Tools in the giveaway. They should be on their way to his house. Should arrive any time now. I haven't looked up the tracking number since I bought it, bought the shipping, but I'm sure they're almost there. So he won the giveaway. Also, oh God, no, I didn't see Bearded Jackin. Where was he? I missed him? Oh my God. Oh God, I missed Yakin. Jesus. He only commented once or twice. Oh God. You guys know I'm horrible with the chat, and it's always the same 5 people, so damn it. Somebody smack me. That's why I need a co-host to watch this stuff and then be like, hey, Matt, pay attention. That's great. I'm glad to see him up and about. I need to check out a lot of people's channels, but I need to get over and see what some of my long lost friends that I haven't seen in a while are up to as far as their channels. I've been trying to keep up on a little bit of Bruce's stuff. I was watching some of Renegade's stuff the other day. He got that his video for the motorcycle lift. What was it? Like, I don't know, like a year ago or something. I came across that, and it's up to like 7,000 something views. So that's doing pretty good for him. I got to get around and make some rounds and check on some people and see what everybody's up to, because obviously I have been off of my game. Some hand vices, very, very nice there. That's a good little set. It even comes with a wrench. I like that. Ironically, for a hand vise, it's too heavy to hold. Yeah, I can see that. But I bet they come in handy when you need them. Somebody's first Snap-on box. What is that? Like the black and copper? It looks like. These kids, man, are nuts. You give them some video games and they lose their minds. I mean, I'm sure, like, I for some reason, I remember being much quieter as a kid. I'm probably wrong, but I thought, like, I was a little more well-mannered, a little more quiet. My kids are like a herd of elephants. Oh, the old Stanley Power Lock. He said he put a Lufkin replacement in it. I'm guessing the tape. That's nice. That is cool. Good to see that. Because they don't make a lot of metal, not good quality metal bodied tape measures anymore. I mean, I'm sure there's still some out there, but not many. Did he paint marker that? Yeah, he wrote real big on there to identify that impact. What? Okay, so that's it's like the little baby rigid. Okay, weird flex, but okay. Well, but that's actually an impact. That's not a quarter-inch impact. The quarter-inch impact claims of pulling off lug nuts, I still to this day don't know if I believe. I should have tried that with the flex tool. While I had it, I could have done that, damn it. Oh well. You always think of everything in hindsight, right? Oh, Matt has the best live streams for insomniacs. You know what? There's people, and they're out there who like live stream and literally like just read the chat, like, and I'm not hating on that, but they just like literally read the chat like comment by comment, and then by the time they get to your comment, they're like three conversations away from it already, and they can't remember what you're talking about. Like, so I don't like those. I'm not gonna say I don't like those live streams. Sometimes they're all right. It's just I guess if they have a lot of people in there, which I don't, but if they have a lot of people in there, there's too much going on to like sit there and like read the chat. So maybe I'm preparing for a day when I'm bigger than I am now, and I really don't have the attention to read the chat constantly. He must need readers. G thinks the same five. No, Renegade, you didn't miss anything. That's awesome. So, Larry says he's going to try to see if that quarter-inch impact can actually pull off a lug nut. I don't know. It seemed to have a decent amount of power when I was using it, but I was driving screws. So, that's, who knows. And plus, we've discussed this before. The Reddit is over here. The chat is all the way over there on the end of a 40-something inch TV. So I literally have to like think to look over there. And if I'm not looking here, I attempt to look at the camera. It's a whole mess. Hopefully, after this weekend and I get this office in order, maybe I'll get some of that fixed. What the fuck is that? Do you like my tongs that I made from a fence post? Why? But why though? Again, why? Like, it almost looks like you made scissors, dude. What in the hell? Yeah, so he cut the one end off, notched it, I don't know why, there. Okay, that's... I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. But I'm still going to ask why. I don't understand the point of, and that's pretty big. Those are not small. That's like a couple of feet. It looks like. What do we got here? 600 series. Constant high speed ultra precise spindle. Machinist tool? Is that? Okay, hold on. I gotta figure out what this is. That? Oh wait, no, it's pneumatic. Right? What is that? An engraving motor. Okay. Alright. Yeah, but that's not like... I can't see the size reference. I was thinking more like machinist, but I guess it could be that small. Okay, so an engraver, pneumatic engraver. That's pretty cool. Best pneumatic engraver I've used was like the little one. We used it all the time to get uh, stuck bolts out of threads, things that snap off. Uh, this Ingersoll Rand. It's like a little one, and it had a hose on it. You just plugged up to your airline, and it was expensive. The tips for it were expensive too, but generally it lasted really well, and that does amazing for trying to get stuck bolts out because of the vibration and you get the point and it'll dig into metal because it's harder. It works really well. If you're gonna get it out, that's gonna help you. And we had somebody at one point trying to be cheap, bought us like an electric one. I forget what brand that was, but it sucked. Like the electric one had no ass compared to the pneumatic one. The pneumatic one would just tear through stuff. PHR. Hold on a second. Pull this up over here. I just got a work question. One of my new bosses. Hold on, give me just a moment. Huh. Got it. I had to Google it because I don't know what this acronym means. Sometimes people make up their own. Two more seconds. Okay. Cool. Sorry. That had to happen. Where's my crypto at? Ah, yikes. See, it was up and I was going to sell it and I didn't. And now I'm streaming and it's back down, which is fine, but it'll go back up. But at the moment, it is down and that is upsetting. So, anyway, Kyle. Oh, it's Rust Belt. Man, I've been trying to discern, and I'm sure that you've said, but I've been lacking in a lot of my watching lately. Did you actually move away from Ohio? Did you make the long journey down south? So anyway, man, we have a very good live stream going on tonight. Lots of faces we haven't seen in a little while stopping in. Super happy. So, is there a way to use this vise without the screw on top of my bench? It's for mounting leg for vertical holds. I'm looking at this wrong, or is it a bad design? I think you're looking at it wrong, man. It is a clamp vise on the table side though, so it's more for holding boards. I don't know. It's not. No, it's not for vertical holds. No, that's not. It's a bench vise for sure. And I'm sure that's what the comments are gonna say because it's a portable vise. Yeah. Do you want the top flush with your bench? Da da da. Yeah. No. One guy says he gets what he's saying. Essentially, the whole vise is upside down. Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, I kind of get what he's saying. I don't think it is, but I see what they're trying to say. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you left SP. I did not realize. I'll have to get over and check. I'm sure there were some updates. I did notice your video content like kind of jumped back up, like, the types of videos and stuff you were doing. I guess I just kind of thought you found a loophole. I didn't realize that went south. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Always always on to bigger and better things. I'm sure Captain is happy to have you back. I bet. I'll have to get over and check out his channel too. I bet he was jumping for joy. Is it me or is Matt all that mechanically inclined? It clamps to a table. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I know that, but what they were saying, it's not me, Bill. I'm mechanically inclined. I mean, I may not be like machinist or, Rust Belt mechanic level, but I am mechanically inclined. They were saying, the guy was asking in the post if this was a vice for vertical mounting table legs. Like he was way off a base, and I was just trying to look at it to make sure that I wasn't wrong, and I'm not. It's a table bench vise that is portable. You can move it, and to me it's more for like boards and not something that's more than likely square like a table leg, or at least squarish at one point. So yeah, Bill is, oh my god, I got the worst. I got the worst friends ever. Like what do they say? Like your friends roast you the worst, I guess. I have an issue with FMH. My electrical guru says it could be PHR among other things. Huh. Hold on. That wasn't the acronym that I was referring to, or at least that the original person was referring to. PHR. What? That doesn't make any sense to me. Hold on, guys. I gotta look this up. I'm not gonna get a lot out of it, I don't think, but anybody? No. Huh. Okay, you ever run across an acronym that means nothing to you? And you're wondering if you're the idiot or the person that made up the acronym is the idiot? I think I'm there now. Hold on. I'm going to go Let me go grab some. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get caught up in a work question while I was on live, but it's no different. Excuse me, son. I can't. I'm screaming and doing some work. Whoa, you jumping crazy? Alright, let's see what I can find in here. Never leave home without it. Electrical reference guide. Because now this dude's using acronyms that I don't know. Is there a table of contents for acronyms? Electrical safety, math reference, general reference. Interesting. I can't seem to find. I'm sorry that the live stream got very boring very quick. It's conduit, metals, NEMA enclosures, electrical. Huh. Interesting. I have no idea what this. Anybody, I'll ask you guys, even though I'm probably not supposed to. I don't see the harm in it. Does anybody know an electrical acronym? P, Paul, H, Henry, R, Roger. PHR. The guy said to somebody else, it seems like a PHR problem. And I know the equipment, and that doesn't make sense to me. I know electricity pretty well, and I've never heard of a PHR. I got nothing. Anybody wake me up when it's over? Anybody ever hear of that? An electrical acronym, PHR? I'm running it through in my head. It's not making any sense. PHR. It's not. What the fuck? I guess there's no terms in here. There's all the formulas. Power is P, but that's not what they're referring to there. Resistance. H. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry, guys. I don't have him on the line. This is like reports on reports, like third-party knowledge. I don't know. I'll leave it sit for now. Yep, take it easy, Rust Belt. I appreciate you stopping by for the most boring part of the live stream. Or, you know, the whole thing. Because sometimes they are boring. But I appreciate it, sir. I'll get over and check out some of the stuff you've been doing recently. I have seen some of it, though. I did catch, like, 2 of them within the last, like, couple months. Hmm. So anyhow, back to it. Yes, I don't know what a vice is. Oh, you're still here. Renegade left. Oh damn, I lost a good friend today. Yeah, sometimes it's not that great. Well, so how do you feel, Rust Belt, about being back at the dealership? And I guess I'm not asking for like the larger existential maybe picture if you don't want to go into that. I don't expect you to. But like in general, like do you feel relieved to be back? Like familiar faces, familiar friends, that kind of I guess thing, like kind of like how's that registering with you? Cuz I would think it would be more along those lines. Like maybe relief, I don't know, or at least like maybe a sense of comfort, like back to something that you obviously did for some years around a bunch of people that you were already close to. That's more familiar, I guess. Yeah, but Larry, we're talking about conveyors. We're talking about equipment here, not health insurance. Hmm. 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 I don't know, man. I'm drawing a blank on that one. Sometimes I ask you weird questions. Like in this one, they replaced like a whole control system. And yeah, like I said, the guy was like, "Oh, it seems like a PHR problem." I don't know what that means, and I've been doing maintenance for 10, yeah, pretty much 10 years thereabouts. Oh, pipe wrenches. No, new OTD. I don't know what the O is. Got these at a pawn shop for $50 Australian. Any idea how old they are? By the looks of it, not very old. What do we got here? The Ridge Tool Company of Ohio. Yeah, buddy. Those are my peoples. Not that old, dude. I don't think. They don't look. I mean, it's still a good set for 50. I don't know what the conversion rate for Australian to US is. I think I think theirs is higher. I think it's closer to like the European conversion, but yeah, that's not a bad set for 50, but they're not. I'd say maybe late 80s at the best. That's probably the best case scenario. They're not that old at best. Yeah, this guy's well, but I will say this: I know a little bit about this company, and they haven't changed much of their design or castings. I'm sure they update them, new molds and castings and whatnot. But they don't change a lot the design. Hmm. So yeah, I'd say worst case scenario. They're like from the late 90s. Best case scenario, late 80s, maybe. They're definitely not from like the, you know, 70s. Almost certainly not. My Festool, my first Festool is a game changer. What the hell is this? What do you got here? Is that a router? Looks like a router. That's a big case too. Is it a router? Domino. I don't know. I have to ask Brad's workbench on that one. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm not mechanically inclined. I don't need to know what that is. But no, yeah, I really don't. That's a... What are they showing there? Yeah, that's got to be something for wood, like for edging, notching, something. The way it looks kind of router-ish, but it almost looks like it's supposed to do edging somehow, maybe on the fly without a whole table set up. I don't know. So, yeah, Festool is a good company. That's a quality tool. It's a big ass box though. I'd hate to have to lug that thing around. Yeah. Yeah, so they're one of the higher end tool companies for power tools. You don't see a lot of people, but they have a very big, it's a biscuit tool. See, Amos knows all this stuff. You do more carpentry than I do. So wait, what does a biscuit quit tool do? Oh, hold on 2 more seconds. Let me send this photo because now I know in general what he's talking about. Wait, I don't want to cancel. There we go. Sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. This is not normal. Not normal at all, but that's one of my new bosses, and he's also a friend of mine. I've worked with him since the start of coming into the company. So if he's trying to do something, I'm trying to help him if I can. Lyle, reverse torques. Am I the only one who questions the quality at first glance? Uh, I. It's because of the inside, right? And that's why he's saying that. But what you don't understand is they basically press the shape into these, and that metal has to be red hot when that happens. And so it uses what gets pressed to form the bottom, and that kind of goes into these wonky shapes. Like they're, if if you want a e-Torx socket that's machined, you're gonna pay a lot more money for it. So it's not the quality. This is the worst live stream ever. Okay. Hopefully that's the end of that. I think Mark C ran away. He probably did. And it says there's 5 of you in here. But yeah, so what this guy doesn't understand is how the tools are made. This is why, what was it? Was it the Discovery Channel, the How It's Made series that I don't even know if they still make that. They need to because it's great. But this is why people need to understand how things are made. Because that is not showing any kind of defect. That metal's still strong. These things are still going to last you forever. The only reason your normal sockets aren't like that is because they're not pressed in the same way, right? They're kind of milled out and then shaped. These, not so much because you need all that meat to make the pattern. And you need the strength so you don't want to mill it. That just would take too long, be too time consuming, and I don't think that it would actually provide much of an advantage. And I'm sure yeah, a lot of people are kind of saying the same thing, like the broaching. Like, you really want the broaching to be like perfect? I think in that case you're asking for too much, and you don't quite understand the method of making the tool, right? Not in the proper way. You want something more specifically perfect or that looks nice on the inside. I get tons of sockets still that don't look that great on the inside, whether it be the broaching, and generally the broaching usually refers to the working surface, right, inside your socket, the sidewall, so to speak. The bottom, that's not a working surface. And that actually, I would argue, looked pretty good because it was super flat on the bottom. So I think the effect was achieved. So yeah, I don't know. I just think maybe the guy's nitpicking a little bit too much. I've seen wrenches with some bad surfaces and finish on them. I mean, sometimes it happens. You know, you get your guy who's new to the job. He's not doing as good a job. Uh, with the finishing as somebody who's a little more seasoned. Why I don't. This is NSFW. I'm not clicking on it. Ooh, look, there's something that we hardly ever see over here on our tools. Somebody got some icon stuff. I haven't seen anybody proudly posting any icon stuff in a while. I wonder what the comments look like. But he's got the 3/8 it looks like, and then the 3/8 stubby. Uh, the stubby looks alright. I wish the head was smaller, but I guess it does the job. What's the comments say? First time more than spending more than $20 on a ratchet. Yeah, I've already seen Williams, SK. Uh, yeah, this guy's saying the topic gets very religious. People and their brands and the quality, which is kind of true. Never heard of Williams ratchets. Really? Oh, shoot. I let time get away from me. I gotta. Oh, wait, no, that's a meeting. That's the first meeting. I don't need to be on that one. That's the first meeting. We've been running long for a chance. Geez, but work is already killing me. I will segregate this stuff for the new position on the Wednesday nights. It won't be near as bad. This was a fluke because he's writing an analysis report on a downtime event that occurred. And actually, if he'd have mentioned a little more information in the beginning, I knew what he was talking about as far as the event. I just didn't know what that acronym was supposed to mean. So yeah, in closing here, nobody's really a big fan of Icon. If you're gonna spend good money on a ratchet or tool in general, then the general consensus is to get something of a higher quality. I got some of the new solid neck, low profile Milwaukee 90 tooth ratchets today. Solid neck? What? I don't even know what that is, Rust Bell. We can't type. Solid neck Milwaukee ratchet. Is that cordless? That's not an electric, is it? Low profile head, Milwaukee 92. No, it's not showing up for me in a quick Google search, but that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it's showing me all the power tools for some reason. Maybe solid neck isn't specifically listed in the descriptions. Huh. Okay. I'll have to check that out. I'm sure there will be a video. Non-flex head. Yeah, flex head's one of those things, man. Like, when you need it, it's good, but it really does. I mean, a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but I guess Client Graphics would be the one to kind of confirm this. It's a weaker ratchet as far as torque is concerned, you know. So you need it for that angle, but sometimes depends on what you're wrenching on. Sometimes that can be a detriment as well because you have a weaker ratchet at that point. It's just like breaker bars, the way that they're designed to swivel on the end. That's usually it's either the anvil or it's that joint that fails, whether that be the pin in the joint or the metal deforming at the joint. That's your weak spot. So what the hell? It's a screw for a... Okay, what are you... This dude's in here asking for a screw for a laptop. It's like a really small, like, button screw. Somebody knows what it's called, I'm sure. Manufacturer could try asking on our fasteners. Oh, that's cool. Our fasteners. Okay, it's... Yeah, it can't be that hard to find. For whatever reason, I think he's just not searching super hard, but I'm not going to dog on him. Computer stuff does get like that a little bit, like the little tiny screws. I hate tiny screws, guys. I hate tiny terminals. I hate tiny wires. I hate network cables. I can make them. I don't like to. I just... tiny stuff, and I got small hands. I just hate it. I don't mind like anything generally in like the precision screwdriver kind of area for the most part, but like what comes to mind most is most sensors in the industrial world are like a 4-wire. That's your basic, and they'll have like the ends, the wire gets put in and you wire it up. Like you can make your own cable, so to speak, or repair a cable that's been broken or the connector's been damaged. So you can put this on, but you already got these tiny wires, and then you have these tiny terminals, and they've clustered them on this little bridge in there, and they're all like right next to each other, and they're labeled, but you can't see them. Like, you got to get right up on it. I mean, it's just crazy. And I got, you know, better at it over the years, obviously, but it's just tiny stuff like that just irks me. one of the reasons why I'm not the best or really adept at working on firearms is because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there's a lot of really small parts and a lot of little pins and a lot of little springs and a lot of things got to go back in like a specific certain order. And if you're not really adept at a lot of that stuff or know the platform very well, then that can be a huge obviously in that, but damn near anything that you're putting together slowly like that, it's going to take some time or you're going to screw it up. That's just me. I don't like tiny things. I don't like super intricate like go watch some of the people on YouTube rebuild watches and stuff. Like if you need a microscope to see what you're doing, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm just out. I can't do it. Rail profile grinder. I'm guessing that's rail, like railway profile grinder. That's pretty cool though. Interesting. I didn't know this was a thing. I mean, I guess it stands to reason. You got to resurface those things every so often. Yeah. Looks heavy. Probably not that bad, but yeah, it looks kind of like a pain. But that's cool though. I didn't know that was a thing. You think the train would resurface it every time it rolls over it, but apparently not. Not enough. Okay. Oh, is that really a Tang Tools ratchet? Is that supposed to be their composite version so you're not scratching stuff? I guess maybe. I don't know. I don't like a lot of plastic on my ratchets, even the Harbor Freight ones. I don't mind them, and they're useful, but the plastic generally kind of makes them more bulky. This one's a lot, very squared. Um, if you're not trying to scratch something, I guess I kind of get it. Like you don't want to hit the paint or whatever. You're working on some high end stuff. I kind of get it, but it's just not really my cup of tea. It's not insulated, so it's definitely not that. It's really just for high end stuff, so you don't scratch things. And even then, I would argue that if you hit it right, you're still going to scratch it. So you really just be careful, I guess. But this, I assure you, is a very expensive plastic ratchet. So I'm out. I'm out on that one. And I like Tang Tools. They make some pretty good stuff. I got, for sure, I know I ordered one of their 10 millimeter wrenches and was, pretty impressed with it. It's nice. I still like my bulletproof wrenches better. Amos, take it easy, sir. I appreciate you stopping by. I try to stop over on the comments every so often. So have a good night, sir. Appreciate your time. But yeah, the bulletproof wrenches. Uh, I really, I haven't been wrenching that much in recent months, but those became, especially up here in the Rust Belt, like a go-to because they just have a better fitment than your contemporary wrenches, whether that's the boxed end or the opened end. And I found myself using them a lot, especially on like fasteners that had started to rust and have kind of worn down some of that profile. Uh, I specifically recall exhaust manifold bolts on the Fiesta, and I used the bulletproof wrench because I was using something, probably a socket 6 point, and that was starting to slip. And then I put on the bulletproof wrench, and then up top, where I had access, like little light tapping, and it got it right off. No problem. Didn't get stuck in the wrench. Didn't round it off any more than it already was. Actually, still ended up reinstalling that bolt. So it's all about your tools. And the mass fabricator has been making some new stuff. I saw he posted a video. I didn't check it out, but I saw that he posted it. So he has been making some new stuff. I will have to get over there and see what he's been up to. But those things are still available on his website, and I do have a video on them if you're interested, if you haven't already seen it. Flatheads aren't pry bars. What's that? Literally says on it, not a pry bar. But then sometimes a ratchet is a hammer if you get the right one. So it's very confusing. America loves to do that, to make rules and then break them. There's always an exception to the rule. Like a screwdriver is not a chisel unless it's a demolition screwdriver, and then it's perfectly acceptable to use it as a chisel. I mean, it's just kind of how we do things around here, right? Okay, so they took their old stuff. It looks like, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is channel lock. That looks like cobalt, maybe. Yeah, I'm guessing cobalt on most of the other hand tools, and then some odds and ends, and then they upgraded to Wera. Is that Swiss? SMU. I think that's Swiss. I don't know. Anyhow, upgrade to the high-end tools. Yeah, I will say I still have a pair of, what are they? Are they Wea? I think they're Wea. Insulated needle nose pliers, and aside from the handles being a little dirty, those things have a high polish chrome finish on them, and they are literally still as clean and shiny as the day that I got them. They haven't rusted at all. The teeth on the needle nose haven't been flattened. They've been really good, and I don't just use them for insulated purposes. They're a little longer than normal needle nose, and they have a finer point than like even say these that are sitting here. So I've used those a lot over the years, and they are holding up well. So the higher quality, especially in hand tools, is definitely worth it. Alright guys, we're running up almost 2 hours here. My kids are getting crazy. I need to finish this beer. And if I remember right, I think I have a meeting at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to hop off here, wrangle the kids a little bit, maybe get them a snack before bed, and I'm going to call it a night. Be on the lookout, see if I get lucky and get this video for the Stool shot maybe this weekend. That might be asking a lot, but I'll at least get the supplies for the project, and then we'll see where I get with that. So be on the lookout for that, and if nothing, I will definitely see you next Wednesday here, same bat time, same bat channel. Hopefully, actually no, I won't have the kids next week, so they shouldn't be as crazy as they are, and work won't be bothering me as much as they have been, so I will be a little more focused. I'll see if I can do a little more research too and find that tool restoration subreddit so we can ogle at some rusty versus shiny stuff and see what some people are doing in their projects. Well, until then, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Congratulations again to Larry on his winning of the Flex tools. I hope that he likes them. And guys, take care of yourselves and each other out there, and I'll see you soon. All right.